Most importantly, remember that the game doesn't end until you stop playing. There's no final boss for your personal growth, only the next challenge. And that's a gift. The best players aren't rushing to the end. They're enjoying the journey, collecting memories, and becoming someone they're proud of along the way. So here's your final mission. Keep leveling up, not just for the rewards, but for the person you become in the process. Stay curious, stay brave, keep showing up, even when it's hard. And when the next challenge appears, smile, because it means you've reached a new level and you're ready to play. In games, leveling up isn't just about getting stronger. It's about unlocking new abilities, exploring new worlds, and taking on bigger challenges. Life works the same way. Every time you grow, you gain access to opportunities you couldn't even see before. What felt impossible a year ago becomes your new normal, and what's hard today will one day be your warm-up. The key to leveling up in life is to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, not a signal to quit. When a game gets harder, players don't complain that it's unfair. They know they've reached a higher level. The enemies are tougher because you're stronger. The puzzles are harder because you have more tools. Life's next levels show up disguised as obstacles, but they're actually invitations to evolve. To keep leveling up, you need consistent upgrades. In a game, you'd never stick with the same weapon forever. You'd seek better gear, learn new moves, and refine your strategy. In life, don't forget challenges, the boss fights of your life. These are the big, intimidating tasks you'd usually avoid. Facing them is where the most growth happens. Maybe it's giving a presentation, running a race, or launching your product. The harder the challenge, the greater the reward, and the bigger the leap in skill. Finally, keep the game dynamic. Add side missions just for fun. Things that aren't directly tied to your main quest, but keep life exciting. Learn a random skill, take on a small creative project, or explore a new place. These keep you engaged and prevent burnout. When you design your own life game, you stop drifting. Every day has structure, every action has meaning, and every step brings you closer to the person you want to become. You're not just living, you're playing to win. And in a game you've designed, victory isn't luck. It's inevitable. Side quests are where momentum builds. Each one you complete is like collecting coins or unlocking gear that makes you stronger for the main mission. Now add a level up system. Decide what levels look like for your goal. For example, if you're learning a language, level 1 might be mastering 100 words. Level 2 could be having a 5-minute conversation. And level 3 could be watching a movie without subtitles. Levels give you visible progress markers, so you always know how far you've come and what's next. You also need reward mechanics. Every time you clear a quest or level up, celebrate it. Rewards can be simple: a nice meal, a day off, a new gadget, or even sharing your progress online. The key is to make the reward feel connected to the effort, so your brain links progress with pleasure. If life is a game, then you're not just the main character, you're also the game designer. That means you decide the rules, the rewards, the missions, and the pace. The problem is, most people are playing a game they didn't design. They're following someone else's map, chasing someone else's treasure, and wondering why it doesn't feel rewarding. It's time to take control of your game. The first step is to define your main quest. This is your ultimate mission, the big goal that matters most to you right now. It might be building a business, running a marathon, paying off debt, or mastering a skill. Your main quest gives your game direction and purpose. Without it, you're just wandering the map without progress. Next, break that main quest into side quests, smaller, specific tasks that move you forward. If your main quest is to get fit, your side quests might include hitting the gym 3 times a week, meal prepping on Sundays, and getting 7 hours of sleep each night. These keep the game fresh and prevent burnout. If everything is just one long grind, you'll lose interest. Variety keeps the brain engaged. When you understand these mechanics, dopamine triggers, feedback loops, streaks, competition, clarity, levels, identity shifts, and side quests, you stop relying on sheer willpower. Instead, you're running on a system designed to keep you hooked on growth. You don't have to wake up every day and force motivation. You've built a world where progress is addictive and stopping feels unnatural. That's the science behind gamified motivation. The rest of this journey will be about putting that science into action, turning your goals into a game you can't wait to play. Because when you master the mechanics, winning stops being a matter of chance. It becomes inevitable. Level 2 might be running a full mile. Level 3 might be completing a 5K. As you climb, your sense of identity changes. You're no longer someone trying to get fit. You're a runner, an athlete, a competitor. Here's where it gets powerful. Identity-based motivation. When your actions align with how you see yourself, consistency becomes natural. If you see yourself as a gamer, you'll log in daily without being told. If you see yourself as a writer, you'll write daily because that's just who you are. By gamifying your life, you're not just building habits, you're building a new identity around the kind of player you want to be. Finally, there's the concept of optional challenges and side quests. In games, these aren't required, but completing them gives you bonuses, rare items, or unique experiences. In life, side quests might be reading an extra book on a topic you love, taking a spontaneous trip, or learning a new skill unrelated to your main goal. Let's not forget quests and missions. In games, no one says, go do something vaguely useful. They give you a specific task with a clear outcome. Find the artifact, defeat the enemy, solve the puzzle. That clarity is what makes action irresistible. In life, the more specific your goal, the more likely you are to take action. Get healthy is vague. Do 30 push-ups by the end of the month is a quest. Be successful is vague. Earn $500 in freelance work this week is clear, is a mission. The more you define your target, the more your brain locks on and focuses. Another crucial element is the level up system. In games, you always know where you stand. You might be level 5 today, but you can see what's required to hit level 6. Life often lacks that scoreboard, which is why people lose track of their growth. When you gamify your journey, you can create your own level up chart. For example, level 1 in your fitness game might be jogging for 10 minutes without stopping. Our brains hate losing something we've already earned, even if it's just a number on a screen. When you set up a streak for your habits, whether it's daily workouts, reading, journaling, or waking up early, you're creating a psychological contract with yourself. Breaking it hurts, so you fight harder to maintain it. Leaderboards tap into another core driver: social comparison. In the right context, a little competition can light a fire under you. It's why running apps let you see your friends' progress, and why step counters encourage group challenges. When you see others leveling up, your brain doesn't want to be left behind. It wants to rise to match them. But here's the key: you're not competing to tear others down. You're competing to pull yourself up. These micro rewards keep you coming back for more, especially when stacked into streaks and milestones. Games also thrive on the concept of feedback loops. You perform an action, the game responds instantly. Points flash, music plays, lights glow, and you know you're on track. In real life, we often suffer from delayed feedback. You might work hard for weeks on a project without seeing results, and that delay can kill motivation. But when you gamify your self-improvement, you create artificial feedback loops to keep yourself engaged. Whether it's tracking habits in an app, giving yourself a star for each day you stick to your plan, or setting visible progress markers, you're essentially giving your brain the instant validation it craves. Then there's the power of streaks. Apps like Duolingo have built empires on this. Miss a day, and your streak resets, and that tiny loss feels huge. That's not an accident. It's loss aversion at work. Motivation isn't just about willpower. It's about wiring. The reason games hook us so easily is because they've mastered something life often fails to do. They make progress visible, rewards immediate, and growth addictive. The good news? You can take the same psychological mechanics that keep people glued to their favorite games and apply them to your goals, your habits, and your life. Let's start with dopamine, the brain's motivation chemical. Most people think dopamine is released when you achieve something, but here's the twist. Dopamine spikes in anticipation of a reward. That's why in video games, even small actions, like finding a coin or unlocking a chest, keep you moving forward. You're not just chasing the prize, you're chasing the feeling of progress. In life, the same principle applies. Checking off a box on your to-do list, hitting your water intake goal for the day, or finishing a single page of writing, all give your brain a hit of dopamine. And the beauty of it is this. The moment you start treating life as the greatest game you'll ever play, motivation stops being a problem. Every day becomes an opportunity to score points, unlock new achievements, and write your own legendary story. So here's your first quest. Start playing with intention. Stop living on autopilot. Pick up your controller. Step into your game. Because whether you realize it or not, you're already in it. But here's the most important part. You have to start playing consciously. You have to decide what game you're really playing. Is your mission to get fit? To build financial freedom? To create something meaningful? Once you define your mission, you can set your main quests and break them into daily side quests that make you stronger, more skilled, and more resilient over time. When you wake up tomorrow, don't think, I have to go to work. Think, I'm entering today's level. Don't think, I have to work out. Think, I'm collecting health points. Don't think, I have to deal with problems. Think, I'm facing today's mini-boss, and I'm ready for it. The players who win in life aren't the ones with the best starting position. They're the ones who keep playing, keep learning, and keep upgrading their skills, no matter how many times they fail. They understand that the game never really ends. There's always a new challenge. When you start seeing your day as a series of quests instead of chores, everything changes. That workout you've been avoiding? That's not just exercise. It's an endurance quest that increases your health XP. That meeting you dread? It's a diplomacy mission to improve your communication skills. Even small tasks, cleaning your desk, cooking a healthy meal, reading a chapter of a book, are micro-quests that, when stacked, push you to the next level. Every hero in every great game starts small. They pick up their first sword, their first skill, their first piece of armor. They don't start with everything. They earn it. And you're no different. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, But that's because you're still early in the game. You're in the tutorial phase, and every challenge you're facing right now is preparing you for the bigger battles ahead. The problem? Most people are playing the wrong game. They're chasing short-term rewards that don't move them closer to the life they actually want. They're collecting meaningless points, scrolling endlessly, binge-watching, staying busy without being productive, while the real gain, the one that could change everything, is left untouched. Life isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about learning how to level up through them. In every game, you start as a beginner with limited skills, limited resources, and limited knowledge. The first few challenges feel hard because they are. But here's the secret. Difficulty isn't a punishment. It's a signal you're about to grow. The hard mode of life is where the real upgrades happen. The setbacks, the failures, the frustrations, those are just the game testing your commitment before it hands you the rewards. Most people go through life thinking it's a straight line. Wake up, go to work, pay bills, repeat. But here's the truth. Life has always been a game. You've been earning points without realizing it. You've been facing boss battles without a strategy. You've been leveling up without tracking your progress. Every single day, you're already following the rules of a game. You just haven't been playing consciously. Think about it. You check your phone and feel a rush of satisfaction when you see that message notification. That's a dopamine hit. You post a photo, get likes, and suddenly you're more energized. That's positive feedback. You hit 10,000 steps on your fitness tracker and feel accomplished. That's a milestone unlocked. All around you, from loyalty points at the grocery store to your daily streak on an app, the world is wired to reward your actions like a video game.